One of the first things I want to talk about is difficulties facing interracial relationships in this day and age. Because I feel like more and more, the more social media and everything there is these days, there's a lot of difficulties that people face. And I feel like there's steps that you can work through it, and there's certain ways to get through it and really succeed and prosper as an interracial couple. I just feel like there's a lot of negativity that people hold on to and they don't really understand it or want to branch out. Probably the number one thing that most people face, especially being a white man dating a black woman, I feel like it's understanding that you can't exactly move in with your girlfriend until you're married. I think this is one of the things that most people face, which is like an unspoken thing. But I know a lot of people that have actually broken up over something along these lines. Because I can only speak for in Australia. In Australia, most of the black people we have here are African. If they're not Aboriginal, they're African. And to move in with an African woman that you have not married or paid dowry or anything, it's not going to happen. And I feel like it creates tension and it creates a lot of angst between each other. But that just comes back to understanding. You got to understand each other's cultures, especially like the man has to understand the woman's culture and what comes along with it, and same as the woman. Now I feel like the way to get through it is you have to be very patient, because it takes a lot of patience and a lot of understanding to work your way through certain situations. The other things I feel like you need to be when you're in an interracial relationship is you need to be a teacher, you need to be understanding, you need to be, you can't just be a firecracker, you gotta have a high tolerance. Because I feel like, especially in this day and age, you're breaking boundaries that maybe people in that family have never had to deal with before. And the thing is, you need to be understanding, especially of elders and older people, because what they don't know scares them. It's not that they're against you because you're a white man and you're coming into a family of a black woman's family. And the same goes for the woman coming into like a white man's family. A lot is made this day and age that there's a lot of people that are racist, and which is true, there are a lot of people that are racist, and there's a lot of people that date interracially for fantasy. They're not even really in it. They're not fully 100% in it. I feel like when you're in an interracial relationship, you have to be fully in it. You can't be half in, half out. And the reason why I say you have to be a teacher is because you need to teach those around you, whether your immediate family or your partner's immediate family, that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a white man, you're a black man, you're a man. As long as you're a good man and you're treating their daughter right and you understand, and they're understanding that, and the same goes for the woman treating you right. Like your family, I've been blessed because I come from a family that has never really pigeonholed me. You must do this, you must do that. Even though I wouldn't have listened anyway, but I've never been brought up around that, so I can never really understand it. I feel like it just comes down to the small things. It's like little things that get you through the bigger issues later on. Like something very small as, say you were to eat at your partner's house and she's African, they eat with their hands. Just eat with your hands too. It's those little gestures that helps you get through it. Or learn a couple of words in their language. Hi, how are you? Same goes for the woman. Like, it just helps you break down those barriers that I feel like a lot of people have those barriers because they're not willing to work at it. And that's why I say you have to be a teacher, because you have to teach the people in your family, in their family, that have never had to deal with a situation like this, what it is, that you're still just two human beings, and you never want someone to lose their culture or their identity. And that's why I feel like a lot of, especially the women's family, they feel like that their daughter is going to lose their identity. And if you can break down those walls and show the family, her family, your family, that you two can still date without losing your identity, I think that goes a long way to making your relationship prosperous and just grow together. Also, another thing that most people face in an interracial relationship is the guys or the girls from the same racial background. So as me, like, it would be the black men around, like cousins, friends, family, whatever, anything, the men in the circle of that woman, and then the woman, it's the women in the circle of that man. I just feel like if you have respect is universal. You could be here, you could be in Africa, you could be in Asia, you could be in South America, you could be in America. It doesn't matter. Respect is universal. It's a universal language. So I just feel like if you respect your partner, then the people that have the most to say about it will have nothing to say. And it's not like I don't live my life for other people or what other people are going to say. But at the same time, I still got to be mindful of the woman I choose to do life with, because she might worry about what other people say, and I need to take that into consideration. So I just feel like there's steps that we can all go through. Like, I always try to say to black women, you can always understand when a guy just fantasizes you, because he only ever talks about your body. He doesn't talk about anything else, just your body. Oh my God, I heard black women are so crazy in bed. This is the best line I ever heard. This is the line, like, your body, was that booty do ma? Like, stuff like that. Like, it's degrading a woman. Doesn't matter if it's white or black. But then they're only attracted to you because of the physical and not the mental or the cultural or what's inside. And that's the hardest thing that both men and women, I feel, in interracial relationships have to deal with as well, because there's so much that you have to be aware of, but at the same time you still got to let it flow. You know what I mean? You can't box everything up and be all tense and tight and this and that, but at the same time you still got to watch your back, because a lot of people out there that just want a piece of you, and that's about it. They just want a one night, and then some people, they want a wife. So I know it's hard, ladies, queens. I understand it's hard, and it's hard to decipher through which of the white men, are actually down for interracial relationships. But over time, you gradually start to pick up little things and little signs. You know, there's a whole range of things we can talk about, but I should cut this short. On the next episode, there'll be a more in-depth talk about ways to break down being in an interracial relationship. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Comment, leave suggestions, anything down below. Have a good night. Remember, stay blessed.